Hello everybody and welcome back to more of this demo let's play. We are again continuing on with TOUCHSTARVED. In the last episode we only just got started on it, and it was a brief introductory to what the story and the premises, so we got our own little backstory. We are, just to give it a quick rundown, we're cursed. We can't touch nobody because if we do, we end up driving them mad and they just end up doing crazy shit like kill us, or try to kill us. So we were on our way to this place, the city called Iridia, in search for the Cenobium, which is supposedly all human knowledge is contained there. So we were hoping to maybe find some answers to curing our curse. But we got attacked along the way because monsters and all that stuff, all that good stuff. Nearly died, lost an arm, nearly died, but you know, we're miraculously rescued by one of the dudes that we will be meeting in this universe. Is Karis? Oh my god, I forgot his name already. Karis, he's a doctor. He stitched us back up, Frankensteined us, and then sent us on our merry way to finding Leander, who is in charge of the Bloodhounds. I was gonna say he was like a mercenary group, but not quite. More of like a good Samaritan group that they just do like odd jobs and stuff. So he's offered to help us because, you know, we're interesting and fascinating of a being because of our curse. So in this town, Iridia, knowledge is gold. So any secrets, any new knowledge is considered very, very valuable. So like, in comes us, the anomaly, and that's how we I guess that's how we get around. So turns out Leander is a mage. We're able to touch him no problem without our curse affecting him, and which is like a first. We're like, oh my god, like that's crazy. That's crazy. So that's how he got us to trust him to help us out, because everywhere we go and whenever we mention the Cenobium, everybody just gets in a hot tizzy over it. We don't know why, but but yeah, we don't know the full why. We only know that it's a bad place and it's taboo, but we don't know the full why as to how it came to that state. So now we are coming back to the Wetwick, which is like the bar area that the Bloodhounds and Leander hangs out, their territory, and he's settling us in for board for the night, I suppose. But yeah, that's where we left off. So let's get right back into it. So the Wetwick is noticeably quieter. Without their leader, most of the Bloodhounds have dispersed, or in a few cases, fallen asleep beside their drinks. Lol. Got any rooms left, or did my lot grab them all to sleep it off? The bartender, who I now realize doubles as an innkeeper, slides a key onto the counter. Nice. You know, I always keep the corner room open for your escapades. Okay. Alright. Leander's laugh sounds slightly strained. And I always appreciate it, but you're mistaken. This is just for my friend Hannah. Sure, stay as long as you like. You two have fun. God, escapades, huh? Leander clears his throat, then holds the key out to me. But I hesitate. My coin purse barely holds enough for a day's worth of meals, let alone a room. How much do I owe you? Nothing. Bloodhound rates. My treat, since you shared your secret. Food, drink, a warm bread, anything you need. Wow. Okay, carefully I take the key from him. It's small but weighs heavy in my palm. I never expected to have a warm bed in Iridia, let alone free meals. Thank you. Go explore, Hannah. You'll find many roads in Iridia, each leading to different answers. But if you need a reprieve from what haunts you, come find me. Just be careful. Okay, well, you're gonna send me out at night? I nod, taking one last look at the gleaming bronze key before tucking it into the pocket of my cloak for safekeeping. Leander gives me one last friendly wave before I depart. Okay, off I go. Explore the town. I hope I don't get killed. The air clings, sodded and heavy. Without the morning crowd, the sunless streets look barren and bleak. Even the peddlers are long gone. Only a pair of crows remain quibbling over stale crusts in the gutter. I feel a ridiculous pang of envy. Oh, to be a crow, just to nibble on crumbs in the gutter. Not having to worry about monsters and curses. At least they've got a reason to fight. At least they've got reason to fight. I've never felt so lost. Caress, that's his name. Caress and Leander both made it clear that the Cenobium can't be trusted, but I came so far, endured so much. Endured so much, not endured. My English. I need to see the Cenobium for myself, if only to satisfy my curiosity. I should have asked someone at the bar for directions before leaving. I just want to look. I'm about to turn back when a shadow passes over me, huh? A cloud, I think, until a puff of hot breath tickles the back of my neck. Just when I knew it! I was like, as soon as I walk out of this bitch, I'm gonna get jumped by something. That's just how it goes. The shadow runs down the street in rivulets. Formless dark spreads like ink into blotted shapes. Claws stretch. A muzzle splits open to reveal long, jagged teeth. A growl rumbles so low and deep I feel it. I want to run, to scream, but I feel trapped, as though the slightest movement or a single breath will snap the jaws around me shut. No, I won't let it end like this. If I'm going to die, I want to see what got me first. I steel myself, then turn. Hello? The shadow vanishes as quickly as it came. I'm left standing in the middle of the street, alone except for a figure reclining in the shade of a nearby stoop. Huh? Excuse me? A monster. That much is clear from a glance. One that could nearly be mistaken for human were it not for the tufted ears, the tail curled around his ankle. And it's the third dude. What do you know? Or the dust pink eyes with the pupils that sharpen like needles when they fall on me. Our eyes meet and the monster uncrosses his long legs. His hair gleams a shade of red that reminds me unsettlingly of blood where it curls around his collared throat. Jumpy, aren't you? Well, yeah, I nearly died. I don't know, like not even less than 24 hours ago. His tone is so light and carefree that I glance over my shoulder to make sure he's speaking to me. When I look back, the stranger props his chin on his knuckles and regards me with an inscrutable little smile. Didn't you see that shadow just now? It was massive, moved like a beast. He's like, that's me. Even as I speak, I'm aware of how ridiculous I must sound, but the stranger's smile doesn't falter. The only beasts I've seen are the Wix's drooling regulars, though this did catch my eye. Hey, that's my key, bro. Brr. With a flourish of his hand, my in-room key appears dangling from his finger. It turns on its chain, glittering when it catches the light. Sleight of hand. Okay, nice. I'd like it back. My hands fly to my cloak's pockets, and sure enough, find them flat. He crooks his finger, beckoning. I've already taken 2 steps forward before some stifled instinct stops me. Something feels wrong. I'm still on the edge, thrumming with so much adrenaline that the stranger's shadow flickers at the edge of my vision. I always attract the worst kind of attention, but I can't get rattled now. Who said that's my key? Where did you find it? Well... I think the first question is really stupid. He's like, I clearly took it out. He clearly would have taken it out of my pocket, you know? How'd you even find it? The key, I mean. What can I say? I'm a sucker for shiny things. He smiles wide enough to reveal pointed canines. I saw you drop it. You really should be more careful. City like this, somebody might take advantage. A bald-faced lie said without a hint of irony. I can't figure out how he picked my pockets under my nose, but I'm certain he took my key and I need it back. I approach the man, careful to keep an arm's length away. He doesn't look dangerous, but the most deadly ones never do. Can I please have my keys back? I'm very tired. The stranger's chain softly clinks with the tilt of his head. His ears flick. Keeping your distance? Well, yeah. I'd be stupid to trust you. You think I stole your dinky little key from all the way over here? He gives an exaggerated sigh. I'm good with my hands, but not that good. Do I really look like a common thief to you? I don't know, you tell me. He's got me there. The sheer fabric of his sleeves alone would be too expensive for most street thieves. Hell, his shoes look like they cost more than I spent traveling here. And then there's the shop behind him. No matter the city, parted pink curtains only ever mean one thing. I'm not looking to buy, and I doubt I could afford your services anyway. Luckily for you, I don't charge. Does anyone charge money around here? It's all just secrets and knowledge? Okay. The man runs the tip of his tongue over a fang, and for the first time since I stepped into that shadow, I feel something other than dread. My face grows hot. That's not what I meant. I'm flattered, really. Were sex my trade, I might make an exception for you. How about half off for a handy? Okay, listen. Or you could just hand over my key. How about you be a little bit handy and hand me over my key, you know? Ask nicely and I might even let you tug my tail. Just throw it here. Just give it. So some spindly little street urchin can snatch it and run? I'm a good catch. Just go. Just throw it. Just throw it. Don't worry. I got some good hand-eye coordination here. My hands don't look at it, but trust me. He raises my key and tilts his head so he can watch it dangle back and forth. I suppose I could just claim your room for myself. Not that I'd be caught dead slumming in the wick with the rest of those slack-jawed imbeciles. You're obviously not from around here, so tell me, traveler. What misfortune brought you to this wretched place? Well... His voice practically drips with derision. I'm not telling you anything. What could have possibly drawn you to this dreary little pig pen, I wonder? He listlessly watches the arc of my key swinging around his finger. The weather's just shit. The weather's shit, the food's the dreck, and there's entirely too many monsters for a human to feel safe, unless... Dagger's sharp eyes flick towards me. They gleam with amusement. Unless you're just dying to consort with monsters. Well, by now my embarrassment has worn away, leaving simmering impatience in its place. If this is a shakedown, it's the most frustrating one I've ever heard of. Turn him down, flirt back. Well, okay, two can play at this game. Yeah, I'll bite. I bite back. Yeah, whatever. How'd you know that I spent all my money, starved, and nearly died in a swamp just so that I could crawl into bed with the first thirsty monster I saw? That earns me a burst of breathy laughter. He gazes at me under his dark lashes. Aren't you funny? I know, I'm a comedian. Could you be any more obvious? I have been told subtly that's not my strength. Subtlety is not my strength. So, your place or mine? I invite you if I had my key. Give me my key back. If only I had my key, then I might be able to invite you up. But again, you already said you don't want to spend a night at the wet wick, so what do we do? What do we do? His languid gaze glides from me to the key in his hand and back. Come, take my hand and we'll go together. Oh, you really want that? You really want me to do that? The more he flirts, the more convinced I become that this is some kind of a trap. No matter how innocent monsters look, they always have tricks up their sleeves. And something tells me that this one's more dangerous than he lets on, even if he has a lovely laugh. I don't know what you want or why you're messing with me, but I'm not coming any closer until I know you aren't going to attack or bite. I won't bite hard unless you beg me. No matter what I say, he finds a way to twist my words into innuendo. Even when I'm silent, he goes on as though we're having a conversation, not a standoff. Do you like dancing? There's a traveling troupe performing in Hightown tonight. Their ludus is utterly exquisite, truly a performance to die for. It's okay, I've done enough dying already ever since I've come here. Ever since I've arrived here, I think I've done enough dying. There's life in this dreadful place if you know where to look. You sound like you know the city well. The man's gaze flickers from me to the key dangling from his finger. Naturally, this dump was little more than a miserable little smear when I first arrived. High town, low town, I know Iridia like the back of my hand. Oh, can you direct me to the Cenobium then? Or are you gonna get really offended if I mention the Cenobium too? What about the Cenobium? Do you know where that is? His smile vanishes, of course. Surely you've seen it, that absurdly large tower looming over the rest. It's a little hard to miss. Ah, I see. Okay. I should have figured. He must mean that spire I noticed when I first caught sight of Iridia. The Cenobians is overrated. Forget about it. That's what everybody's been telling me too. I can show you things those stuffy boars in their limp dick tower couldn't even dream of. Okay. I've already got plans. Oh, have you seen some pressing matters at the Cenobium? At the Cenobium? Lunch dates with librarians? Tea time with the most esteemed abbess? That's my business. What does it matter to you? I square my shoulders and the amusement bleeds out of him. Your loss. The stranger, finally bored of his tedious game, extends his hand towards me. The key rests on his palm, neatly dividing skin and the leather. When he makes no other move, I reach for the key, but as soon as my fingers graze smooth brass, his hand springs shut around my elbow. Hey! Don't make me touch you. Hey! He yanks me down and I stagger, my soul slipping on the steps. For a sick moment, I fear my bandages will unravel under his touch, but he's careful not to disturb them even as his fingers dig into my arm. I knew I smelled blood. You reek of death in the road. Well, come on. I just arrived here. Do you want to hear my full story on how I got my arm chopped off and then sewn back together? I'll tell you, it's not that big of a deal. And that fucking doctor. Oh, you know him too. Yeah, well, he was the one who stitched my arm back up, okay? His voice, once silken, lowers to a smoky growl. The shadows around him seethe and boil as he pulls me closer. And something else. He murmurs against my throat, nose grazing my jaw. Let go, hey now. Getting a little personal here. I try to twist away, but he doesn't budge. His breath trails down my neck, sending a thrill of dread through me. But just when I fear he'll bite, he takes a deep whiff instead. His wide, flat eyes gleam with naked hunger as he gazes up at me. Not quite human, not quite monster. Seems we're both... Veer, hello? The stranger's ears flatten, and he releases me with a short breath. I yank my arm back, massaging it where his grip left grooves on the bandages. The stranger twists around to watch a woman duck out from the curtains behind him. Her pressed uniform marks her as a cleric of the Cenobium. You're friends with someone of the Cenobium. Hello? I leave you for all of what, 10 minutes, and you're making trouble again. Will you quit harassing the tourists? The stranger, Vera, I take it, rolls his eyes and flashes the cleric a withering smile. So suspicious. Can't you see this is a friend of mine? A natural liar. He grins at me and his tail swishes minutely. The woman purses her lips at me, clearly unconvinced. I open my mouth to correct him, but Vera cuts in. I was graciously offering my dear friend some free advice. What? Though his voice remains light and cheerful, his expression darkens. Danger is drawn to you like a moth to flame. It will always find you given time. Thanks. I think it's pretty obvious at this point. The woman clucks her tongue as though she's heard this recital 102 times. Word of advice? Don't take free advice from lazy foxes lounging in the streets. This crook would sell water to a drowning man for the sheer enjoyment of it. She shrugs off a wilting look from Veer. Oh, please. Any friend of yours knows it's true. Now hold still. Veer rises gracefully at her approach. He pushes his hair aside so it drapes over one shoulder, exposing the long line of his neck. And suddenly, it dawns on me that the jingling I heard earlier wasn't coming from the harness attached to his collar, but a leash. A heavy iron chain wound around a hitching post and padlocked to the back of his collar. Okay, Veer posed deliberately to hide his leash from me. The woman produces a keyring from her pocket. She rifles through a dozen identical keys before selecting one and slotting it into the lock. Come on, unless your friends is tagging along on our merry little soulless hunt. They're hunting for solace inside the city. Words momentarily fail me. The woman regards me with a polite, if tight, smile before marching down the stairs. Veer lingers. He stretches his arm above his head with a yawn, and I try not to stare at the way his stomach flattens when he arches his back. Your little secret's safe with me. Try not to get yourself killed. Oh well, I can't hold any promises. Bear hops off the stoop and bounds after the woman. His tail sways merrily, as though he hadn't just lied and threatened me. Did you try that thing I mentioned? The levation knot? What the fuck is that? That the one where you take 3 fingers and... Actually, don't tell me. Knowing you is disgusting. Bear's airy laughter echoes down the street. It's only after he and the cleric have vanished from sight that I realize I'm still missing something. My key! My key! Wait! Reflexively, I shove my hands into my pockets and find it. The room key. Oh, thank God. I pull it out of my pocket and raise it to the light just to be sure. A nagging feeling distracts from my relief. I don't know what Varys' game was or what he wanted from me. All I know for certain is that the Cenobium saw fit to leash him, a fate I could share if that's what his vague warning meant. I let my eyes drift skyward, past the lanterns gently swaying in the breeze to the Cenobium faintly visible through the haze. Just one glimpse is all I need, then I can put this all behind me. This time, the key goes into my coin purse for safekeeping. Okay. Okie dokes. Alright. Okay, that's 3 of the 5 that we've met. Interesting. It's easy enough to follow the sluggish river that splits Iridia in 2. A colossal bridge arches over the dark water below. I cross as quickly as I can, climbing ever uphill toward the distant tower. Do I just knock? Hello? Hours later, legs aching, sweat beading on my forehead, I finally find what I was searching for. The Cenobium of the Luminous Void. It stands at the highest point of Iridia, surrounded by cold white walls. Well-dressed people stroll down the walkways, paying no attention to the massive tower in their midst. I'm the only one standing before the gates. I crane my neck up and up until the top of the Cenobium tower disappears into the clouds overhead. My stomach gives an uneasy lurch. Though far grander than the humble shrine of my youth, the Cenobium gives the same impression of being a gilded birdcage. Yes, domes. Yes, half circles. Very domey. Knocking seems like a terrible idea, but I don't see any other way of making my presence known. So, yeah, like a doorbell. I'm halfway up the steps when something moves in my peripheral vision. Oh, hello. 4th person. A shadowy figure crouches beneath one of the white walls. They reach out and tug on a vine, as if testing its strength. Are you gonna climb over the thing? Oi, you there! You there! The shadow vanishes as quickly as I spotted it, and a gaunt-faced man in a crisp charcoal uniform marches up the steps toward me. Hey man, ugh, another tourist. Get out of here once you're done gawking. A dismissive wave accompanies his equally dismissive words, and he turns on his heel without even waiting for an answer from me. Okay, at least they think I'm a tourist. I look back at where I saw the intruder, but there's nothing, just the leaves blowing gently in a cool breeze. Okay. Alright. Can I... Is there a way? Is there visiting hours? Is there like a little tour hour? Tour guide hour? No? Yes? No? Guess not? Gotta get a brochure? I step away from the gates, hopelessness washing over me. Hello? Ooh, ugh. I whisper, so close I can feel the warm brush of breath on my skin. Ugh. I instinctively jerk away, but there's no one beside me. Halfway down the staircase, I spot a woman swaying in the breeze. She's gone as a rail, her blouse moth-eaten, and I'm unable to take my eyes off her. Not because of the way she smiles a little too widely, or the way her tousled braids looked unbrushed for days, but because her eyes shine a vibrant, unnatural crimson. I'm both entranced and unsettled by their subtle glow. These days, you need a miracle to get in there. Okay. I'm unsure how to respond, or if I even should. Her gaze is uncomfortably fixed on me, heavy as lead. Say nothing, respond sarcastically. I'm just gonna say nothing. You can... you talking to me? You talking to me? After the experience I've just had, I'm not too keen on indulging strangers with small talk. Despite my silence, she maintains her unflinching stare and smile. Lucky for you, I have miracles for free. Okay. Whatever she's selling, I'm not interested. My words come out in a tired breath. No thanks. She's like, oh, but come, dearie. I'll make it worthwhile. I start down the stairs, but she abruptly steps into my path. I'm getting swindled. She turns her back to me, and before I can react, she slips her fingers under the lacing of her collar, stripping out of her blouse in broad daylight. What are you doing? As worn fabric unveils bare skin, my panic is smothered by cold horror. A misshapen, sunken scar carves into the woman's body. Pitted, gnarled skin snakes down her shoulders, blooming from a gaping hole in the back of her neck. A shuddering breath escapes me. The fuck? The fuck? Whatever disease this woman had ate away at her from the inside out. Oh. How is she able to move or breathe? It's impossible. She shouldn't be alive, and yet the power to cure anything can be yours too. The power of the sea spring. What the fuck is that? The woman slides back into her blouse and deftly laces it up. If I've caught your interest, then follow me. It's only a short walk away. Oh, I don't like... No. No. Without another glance, she leisurely strolls down the cenobium stairs, loose braids bobbing behind her. The edge of her scarf peeks out from under her collar. I stand there, wordless, until I manage to regain my bearings. It's a twisted miracle, but a miracle nonetheless. Oh, girl, no. This could be the stupidest decision in my life, but what choice do I have? I take a final look at the cenobium's shut gates, then follow her down the steps. Are we really gonna follow this shady-ass lady? We descend from the higher streets, leaving behind the gilded decadence as we cross the river. The wet, derelict districts feel more familiar to me. But the crimson-eyed woman takes me further, then farther still, until I'm met with an all-too-familiar sight. At the edge I'm back here, bro! Why am I back here? Bro, why am I back here? My gut lurches when I face the open horizon. I'm not going out here. No. Goodbye. Bye. I'm going back. The city's outskirts are hardly recognizable in daylight, and probably safer for it. But venturing beyond Iridia's walls is a gamble I wasn't prepared to take so soon. Keep going straight, and the sea spring will reveal itself to you. No, thank you. I bark out a bitter laugh, loud and involuntary. I'd rather not. This is a setup. I'd rather not. Are you kidding? It's not safe out there. You're as safe inside the city as outside of it. Truthfully, the territory before you is the safest of all. What do you mean, territory? This region belongs to... Ayas? Most people know him as a gang leader, but he's much more than that. Oh, my fifth guy, I assume? Okay. I squint against the empty wastelands. Only a fool or someone with nothing to lose would leave the city. Apparently I'm both. Really? But if this sea spring cured her, I need to see what it can do for me. Can't this Ayas dude just come meet me here instead? And then come and show me directions later? I set off into the waste. Over my shoulder, the woman calls after me. Good luck, Hannah. I hope we meet again. Girl, how you know my name? How you know my name? My heart pounds with each step I take from civilization. So it doesn't take me long to realize it's not the only heartbeat I hear. Like a nagging thought at the back of my mind, I can sense another pulse thrumming through the earth beneath my feet. What? I'm sorry? I beg your pardon? Whose other heartbeat do I... Hello? I felt this presence before, when I first stepped out of Kuros' clinic, a living dread coursing underneath the city, only this time I'm getting closer to it. For what seems like an eternity, I force each foot forward, one step, then another, until a realization hits me. Another one? I never told the woman my name. Yes, we realized that. Something pierces the horizon ahead of me. A building nestled into a tall cliffside, but so starkly out of place it might as well be a hallucination. It drips with extravagance and honeyed mahogany, an ornate jewel of architecture. Why didn't I not see that before? A row of dark silhouettes stand out on the horizon. Trees, I think, until I'm close enough to realize that what I mistook for branches were spikes and jutting tendrils. Soulless. Several of them watch me in the distance like statues. Oh no. I don't think, I just run. Exploding into a messy sprint, I push my legs as fast as they'll take me towards that decorated building. Great. Flashes of last night chase me, the gushes of blood and screams of death, the smell of burning flesh and sour bile. I can't go through that again. I won't. Yeah, well, why are we out here then? Why are we out here? The next thing I know, I'm dashing up wooden stairs and crashing through towering double doors. Okay, at least we made it inside. Hello! I gasp for air, my lungs burning from exertion. I'm desperate to be safe, but when I process my surroundings... Ooh. It's more hellscape than sanctuary. Well, you know, it's kind of homey. We got some lanterns here and there. Got some tea going on. Blood flows all around me. Oh yeah, aside from that, like a little river of blood, but it's okay. Overwhelming my vision with a lurid, unholy red. Instinctively, my hand leaps up to my mouth. But the rotten stench of blood never comes. Instead, a smoky scent hangs in the air, sharp and spiced. Maybe it's spiced tomato soup. I don't know. I swallow thickly, convincing myself that it's not as gruesome as it appears. This has to be the sea spring, the place that grants miracles. Pulling my eyes away from the pool, I take in the rest of my environment. Tall pillars flank me, blanketed in written notes. Seating pillows scatter the floor. A rustic kettle sits nearby. Someone must live here, despite how eerily empty it is. Right. Call out, stay silent. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Well, I might as well, because it looks like it's somebody's house, so like, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of rude to just sneak in like we're snooping. Hello? Hello? Is anyone here? My voice echoes across the cavern without response. Okay, that's my warning. Too bad you don't have a doorbell or like a knocker. I approach the paper-covered pillars. Maybe something here can tell me more. I reach for... I don't think you should touch those. The topmost, the closest, the bottommost. The closest one. I reach for a note in front of me. It reads, Dear Mother, don't cry for me. I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye, but we'll meet again in another life. I love you very much, from Iris. Dude, P.S. If you ever see me, never speak to me again. It's written in perfect cursive. I've never seen such beautiful handwriting. Before I can ponder it further, a sharp chill runs down my spine. Something's watching me. I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I get no privacy. Whoa. I quickly set the note back, my eyes darting around the wooden deck, but it's still empty, vacant. Hello, I said hi. I announced my arrival. Hello. Finally, I look towards the sea spring. That stillness hides something deeper, something wrong. Something familiar. It's watching me. Hey, Wah. I spin around and come face to face with a pack of soulless. What? I didn't know they talk. I didn't know they talk. They chitter and growl, tendrils and spikes flaring threateningly, all different sizes and species, but sharing one identical trait, glowing crimson eyes. I try to back away, but my heel teeters over the sea spring. I'm cornered. Watch your step. It's deeper than it looks. Okay. Well, do I know how to swim? Hopefully I do. That voice again. At the sound of it, the soulless freeze, their snarls quieting. Okay, so not the soulless who's talking to me. I'm assuming this is our fifth guy. I search for the voice's source and I find it above me, lounging in the rafters. Okay. You look lost, little sparrow. Are you lost, baby girl? It's giving me, are you lost, baby girl? Just, his gaze is a violent crimson, one that sears through me, leaves me feeling raw and exposed. They're the same eyes I've seen over and over, first with the scarred woman, now with the soulless circling me, all bound by the sea springs' blood red. In the shroud of darkness behind him, shapes like massive tentacles twist and coil around the wooden beams. I did not notice that. Thanks for pointing that out. Oh god. I can't focus. The soulless' growls ring in my ears. They're not advancing, but that could change at any second. Panic rises in my throat as I struggle to track them. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm a little distracted. Eyes on me. Listen, there's a lot going on. I'm a little bit overwhelmed, okay? My stomach rolls as I tear my eyes away from the soulless. Don't ignore me who's talking to you. It's not polite. Listen. I'm fearing for my life now. I don't know if you can tell, but okay. Whatever. For a moment, anger knocks my fear aside. Who is this bastard, right? I'm distracted. Fuck you. I'm distracted. I'm kind of distracted by the soulless about to maul me. Right? Only on my command. Okay. Bastard. His name is Bastard. For now. I scan the soulless again. They really aren't attacking, posturing more than anything else. You tame them? Power of the Sea Spring. Oh. They're hungry, so they might bite. You could give me a reason to stop them. How about I didn't do anything wrong? Like trespassing? Well, listen, again, you had no door knocker, you had no front door, you had no doorbell. So, not my problem. And that's punishable by death? He gives me a non-committal shrug. I called out earlier to see if anyone is here. Were we supposed to play hide and seek? Didn't hear you. My voice stops in my throat. This man's terse coolness is both infuriating and terrifying. More infuriating for me. I mean, like, listen. Listen. I'm a fast my ass here. I rack my brain for a way to defuse the situation. This is why I'm gonna die. This is why I can't be in situations like this, because I just end up getting killed. I need help. Tell me what you want. I need help. Since I'm here, I am the seeker. I came here because someone told me that you could help me, so that's what I'm here for. Okay, fine. I need help. I thought the Sea Spring could cure me somehow. My voice wavers pathetically. Honesty has never been my strong suit. Well... He cants his head to the side, appraising me, but doesn't respond. I fidget nervously. I'm telling you I came here for help. Are you listening? Your hands. Yeah, what about them? Alarm jolts through me. I hide my hands under my cloak. Show me. Why? Won't ask twice. With a sharp huff, I reluctantly hold out my bandaged hands. Are you getting off on this? Unwrap them. Ugh. Heat rushes to my face and fire to my tongue. I should give him a piece of my mind, but not when his soulless are one command from ripping me to shreds, exactly. Like... Yet no matter how much I will myself to move, my body is frozen in place. I stand there for a long, agonizing minute. My hands are trembling when I finally raise them. I know the skin beneath the wrappings all too well, the hideous, unnatural flesh I've grown to despise. I grip the edges of the bandage. I grip the edge of the bandages. Stop. With a weary sigh, the man slides off the beam and lands with a thud that shakes the panels underfoot. He's a monster with an imposing figure that towers over me. I couldn't tell how tall he was before, but he's big. Illuminated by lantern light, his features are stronger, sharper. Okay. Literally sharper. He's got horns. Subtle clinks of metal accompany each of his footsteps. The closer he gets to me, the faster my heart hitches. Why does everybody got their titties out, is what I'm wondering. Like, is it really hot down here, or is it like just an aesthetic thing? What does he want? Is he going to kill me? I step backwards. Well, I think if he wanted to kill us, he would have done so a long time ago, so... And find nothing to set my foot on. I'd forgotten my back was to the Sea Spring. I fall right before a warm hand catches my lower back. Oh, thanks. I'm hovering above the Sea Spring, the scent of smoke and leather enveloping me. Wow. Blazing crimson eyes bore into mine. Told you to watch your step. Okay. Well, I'm too stunned to muster a response. Like I weigh nothing, he guides me back to solid ground and steps back. Following a subtle gesture from his fingers, the soulless around us disperse and relax. The shift in their demeanor is so abrupt, it gives me whiplash. The enormous tentacles are no longer in the rafters, though now I doubt I ever saw them at all. Either way, I exhale a breath of relief. Thanks. As focused on me as he was before, the monster pays no attention to me now. He kicks some seating pillows out of the walkways, checks the contents of the kettle with a scowl. The sudden disregard is almost insulting. So that's it? I'm not a threat anymore? Never were one. Yeah, well, then why'd you threaten me? People get honest when they're afraid. In other words, he was messing with me. I drag a hand over my face, exhausted by the fact that this is the second time a monster has provoked me today. You're Ayaz. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Aren't you? Depends who's asking. One of your friends told me this was your territory. She also said that you were a gang leader. But there's no one else here. I thought there'd be more people. Well, if you consider the Soulless as gang, then sure, why not? Ayaz picks up the kettle and walks to the edge of the sea spring, then dumps out the contents into the endless red. Hello? Is that just... what? Gang took a walk. Oh, okay. His pleasant smile stretches across his face, ear to ear. Okay. This is then in an instant, it drops. I get the sense that I shouldn't ask about his gang again. You said you came here for help. Yeah, depends. Can the sea spring cure a curse? Probably. Ugh. You mean you don't know? Nope. He shakes out the empty kettle and starts collecting stray cups, tidying up. My frustration builds. I narrow my eyes at him in a questioning glare. When he notices, he returns it with an amused smirk. Are you being irritating on purpose? Listen, Sparrow. The sea spring can cure anything. Nothing's stopping you from trying it yourself. What do I have to do? Just jump in? Do a swan dive? Backflip? Drink. Okay. I have to drink from the sea spring? My eyes glide to the blood-like pool beside us. The idea of ingesting this strange liquid makes my guts churn. Is there a price? Always. Is it information about my curse? What ails me? Ayaz taps his temple with a finger. You lose it a little bit. Oh, that's it? Might have already beat it to the punch. My humor earns me an amused fanged grin. This is a little different. When you drink from the sea spring, you forget who you are. Your mind combines with everyone who ever drank before. Humans, monsters, soulless. One big happy family in your head. No, I don't need no voices in my head. My blood runs cold. I've heard of these before. Group minds. My attendants used to tell me that my power granted people access to a higher plane of understanding, a group mind of my own making, all lies. But something tells me this is real, even if one thing doesn't add up. Your eyes are red too, but you obviously haven't forgotten who you are. Before I can finish my sentence, Ayaz strides past me towards the entrance. Time's up. Let's finish this later. What? Wait, already? You barely told me anything. And also, I didn't know I was timed. Came on a bad day. I've got somewhere to be. Oh. There are still so many questions burning on the tip of my tongue, but my frustration spills out before any of them. I was told to come here for help, but instead I get threatened and kicked out. You're joking, right? Watch your tone. I'm nice, but you don't want to ruin the host's mood. Yeah. Okay, fine. My skin prickles. The feeling of being watched washes over me again. My eyes dart back over to the sea spring. A lone ripple dances on the quiet surface. I take Ayaz's advice and clamp my mouth shut. Ayaz approaches a nearby soulless, a lanky dog-like one with 6 legs and a crown of tendrils. Several sets of crimson eyes adorn its sides. Its forked tail wags rapidly when Ayaz squats beside it. He runs his fingers through the tendrils, scratches his chin, and pats its head. Weird-looking dog. A gentle smile plays across Ayaz's lips. The affection he holds for the soulless is painfully clear. I dip my eyes away, my stomach fluttering at the tender sight. It's getting dark out, so this pretty girl will guide you back. Oh, okay. Following a short whistle from Ayaz's lips, it trots over to the entrance obediently, tail swaying. I watch the soulless warily. Pretty is not a word I would use to describe it, and the idea of it protecting me sounds absurd. Well, better than nothing. If I decide to drink, how should I find you? Find someone with eyes like mine. They'll point you in the right direction. But think it over. Once you drink, you can't go back. It's a lot to process, but I give a small nod. At least I know I have another option for a cure, as disturbing as it may be. Okay. I follow the soulless at a measured distance and watch it nudge the giant doors open with ease. When I'm about to cross the threshold, I sneak one last glance behind me. My heart skips when I meet Ayaz's eyes. I'm about to snap my head away, but he just flashes me an easy smile. Till next time, Sparrow. I'll buy you a drink for scaring you. I don't trust myself to do anything but respond with another curt nod. Thanks. Okay, that's interesting. Outside, the more crimson-eyed soulless scuttle about. It's hard to believe it's the same threatening pack from before. They chase each other in circles, roll around in the bog's mud. They pay no attention to me as the dog-like one escorts me away. It's an uneventful trip. Sometimes the soulless looks over its shoulder at me to make sure I'm still following. Okay. Alrighty. Dusk darkens the sky by the time we reach the city. I can't sense that massive heartbeat anymore. Maybe it was all in my head? Maybe it was all in my head. The soulless sits and looks at me expectantly with familiar crimson eyes. You want a treat? What do you eat? Wave at the soulless, pet the soulless. Can I pet you without getting my hand bitten off? Yes? Yes, pet this strange dog. Pet the strange, friendly dog. As nervous as I am, I carefully glide my fingers through the soulless's tendrils and scratch beneath his chin, just like Aya's had. It pushes into my palm in response, rumbling with a sound akin to a purr. The vibrations are soothing, almost healing my fatigue. When it's satisfied, the soulless spins around and scampers back in the direction we came, vanishing into the darkness. Okay, bye. It's barely my first day in Iridia, and I've already encountered so many things I thought were impossible. Tamed soulless being one of them. Yep. My head spins. Maybe I should call it a day. Aha, 100%. I want to lie down. I want to lie down and think about my life choices. We're gonna go back to the tavern, I suppose. Maybe find... what's his face? I'm already forgetting names. Leon Kennedy. I don't know, he kind of looks like Leon Kennedy. Nightfall creeps across the streets of Iridia. The city, labyrinthine, even in daytime, has... Labyrinthine? Even in daytime? I don't know. Has become a warren of treacherous alleyways. I'm gonna get lost. The streets are completely deserted. If I hadn't been here earlier, I would have thought this part of the city abandoned. I make my way through the winding streets, doing my best to keep my bearing towards the wetwick. Eee, what did I just step on? My steps slow when I hear rustling in the dark. Oh, who dare? Who dat? I strain my ears, but everything is still. Is the silence playing tricks on me? I'm imagining things. Something's wrong. Something's always wrong. Never doubt it. The fine hairs on the back of my neck prickle, a frisson of discomfort running down my spine. Something is wrong. Hello? My eyes dart from one side of the street to the other, searching for movement, but the shadows are as deep and dark as pools of ink, and I see nothing. Okay. I can't stay here. I need to reach a busier part of the city. Drawing my cloak tighter around my body, I hurry on my way. Though I keep my eyes sharp and listen intently, there's only the sound of my own footsteps. As the moments pass and nothing happens, I begin to wonder, maybe I really did imagine that noise? Nah. I turn the next corner and my thoughts come screaming to a halt. My head spins, the world blurring. What's happening? What's going on? Am I having a stroke? Am I having a stroke? My head spins, the world blurring as adrenaline rushes through my veins. Only one thing is clear amidst the haze. Oh, great. Hey, Ayaz, I don't know, your buddies can help me. The soulless that attacked the caravan. Oh, it's the same one, yes. You're still alive? It's crouched over a dark, indistinct shape, a body. Uh-oh. A garland of intestines spills from pallid flesh. Blood grouts the cobblestones. For a mercy, the soulless is too distracted by its meal to have noticed me. Okay, we're gonna go the other way. We're gonna go the other way as quietly as we can. My feet feel as heavy as stones, but I can't just stand here. Holding my breath, I take a step backwards. When the wet, slurping sounds don't abate, I take another, and then I step on a twig or run into a little can or a glass bottle. Yes. Why did I know these things, man. Just always happens. Then a shard of glass crunches under my heel. The world seems to slow to a crawl as the soulless raises its head, blood dripping from its tendrils. Every single one of its bulging eyes fixed unblinkingly on me. Dude, you already got a meal, please. I'm barely enough. Don't look at me. It's really here. It's come back for me. Run. Yeah, it's the only option. Jesus Christ, run. I'm off like a shot, running for my life through the darkened streets. Hello! Behind me, a piercing bass splits the silence, and heavy footfalls pound after me. Goodness gracious. My heart thunders in my chest. I take turns at random, trying to lose it in the maze of streets, but I can't seem to shake it. I can't hear its breathing now. A wet, fluttering rasp growing closer and closer. Oh, I can hear its breathing now. A wet, fluttering rasp growing closer and closer. Oh no. The same claws that severed my arms swipe out. I duck, saved by pure reflex, and skid around a corner. Why is it that it doesn't just break into people's houses and attack them? Why is it always just people on the street? Bruh! I take 3 running strides before the bottom drops out of my stomach. A wall twice as high as me bars my way, a dead end. Oh, great. When I turn around, the Solus looms in the entry to the alleyway. It's no longer running, it doesn't have to. As it prowls closer, my thoughts race. Some of the buildings lining the streets are lit. There must be people inside. It's a long shot, but hi, help! Try the nearest door. Bust it through it. I don't care. Break it down. Break it down. Break it down like it's downtown. I whirl, grabbing at the handle of the closest door. It turns completely, the hinges creaking as I push, and I feel a flash of hope before a weight hits the door from the other side, and it slams shut. That's rude! Rude! That is so rude. The click of the lock turning is grimly final. Maybe I should just yell for help. In this wretched world, few people will stick their neck out to help their own flesh and blood, never mind a stranger. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the point of crying out for help? I don't know if anybody's gonna pop their heads out. The Solus gives a rasping hiss. It's the only warning I get before it lunges for me with a flash of claws. Why did we duck? I hurl myself to the side, but the slick cobblestone betrays me. I fall, sprawling over the rough stone. Man, I have such rotten luck. As the Solus looms over me, I scramble away from it until my back hits the wall. There's nowhere left to go. It descends on me for the kill. Great. Am I gonna lose a leg this time? Oh, but the impact never comes. Yay! Bless up. Bless up. Oh, who saved me? Oh, it's the other guy that we saw by the place that everybody hates. The place that must not be named. I rarely crack one eye open, then the other, not sure whether I should believe what I'm seeing. A hooded figure crouches in front of me, one blood-stained hand outstretched. I mean, I'll take a finger, but I don't want to get like, you know, all that on me. Moonlight silvers the edge of their stiletto knife. Their face and hands are splattered with blood, and the Solus. My eyes dart past my unexpected rescuer to the misshapen form behind them. The Solus's many eyes, once restless and vibrant, now look dull and waxy. A red pool spreads slowly from under its body. Numb with shock, I can't help but stare. It's dead, but after all the people it's killed, after nearly killing me twice, I can hardly believe it, right? Thank God. Well, oh, sorry. I gingerly take the offered hand. The stranger's gaze dips to my bandages. Pale lips part on the brink of a question, then close again. With the strength belying their slight frame, they pull me to my feet. Something about them is strange, unlike any human or monster I've ever met. I can't quite place my finger on why. Well, thanks though. Thanks for the hand. As soon as I'm on my own 2 feet again, they pull away from me and start wiping the blood from their face and hands. Stay there, okay? They turn away from me stiffly, leaning over the Solus's gangly body. With their back towards me, I realized that I saw their hooded silhouette at the cenobium. Yes, that's what it's called, the cenobium. Jesus. You were at the cenobium. You saved me. You're shorter than I thought. I don't think you should say that to somebody who just literally saved your life. But you were at the cenobium. I saw you. I've seen you before. You were at the cenobium earlier, weren't you? They cast a wary look at me. So what if I was? I was just saying. Their harsh response takes me aback. Before I can formulate a response, they continue. What are you thinking, traveling alone at night? Well, at least they're worried of the things. This is far from the worst thing haunting Lowtown. Oh, jeez. Listen, I'm new here. I just got here. It's only been like a day? Not even? I can't make heads or tails of them. First they saved me and now they scold me? Lesson learned. I could do without the lecture though. To my surprise, they break eye contact. Their attention glides back to the Solus's corpse. They examine it with an inscrutable expression. I clear my throat to fill the silence. I'm Hana. By the way, Min. Okay, hi Min. Suddenly Min tenses. Their blade flashes as they drive it into the back of the Soulless' neck. Oh. The Soulless thrashes once, letting out a rattling hiss as the air leaves its lungs. Min leans on the blade, driving it deeper and deeper until there's a sickening crunch, and the creature goes limp. Double tap. Always remember to double tap. My heart thuds in my chest. It must have been clinging to life by a thread. Min straightens up, withdrawing their blade in a single smooth motion. Better to put wretched things like this out of their misery. I agree. They calmly clean the blood from their knife. I swallow, my eyes still glued to the cooling corpse. Why is a Soulless inside the city? Min looks at me, eyes searching before realization dawns. Yeah, I'm kind of new here. Never seen me before? Yeah, You're new here. Yes, I am. There's no walls around the city. Soulless can come and go as they please until someone is contracted to stop them. The Cenobians' patrols don't bother to protect Lowtown. Not anymore. Yeah, that sucks. Let me guess, you're not a fan of the Cenobium. I don't think anyone is. I don't think anyone is, aside from the people who work for them. I wouldn't go that far. Their brows abruptly furrows, and they sheath their knife, motioning for me to follow them. Okay. It's not safe here. The vultures can smell death. Okay. I'm not quite sure what they mean, but I don't want to stay lost in this city. I trail behind them as they stride down the street. Can you just take me back to the Wetwick? If it's so dangerous, then why are you helping me? I came for the bounty on that Soulless, and you were in the way. Not killing you isn't the same as helping you. Don't count on being so lucky again, or you'll be dead by sunrise. Their answer is stingingly harsh. Well, he's right. You know what? Fine. I just need to find my lodgings. Just take me back to the Wetwick. I hold my hands up, trying to forestall any more snippy comments. Alright, I get it. I'd love to get out of your way, but I'm sort of lost. I just need directions back to my lodgings. What makes you think I'll help you? But you've already helped me once tonight. Why not a second time? You're on the way. That seems to catch them off guard. Their brow knits and they look away, scowling. How troublesome. Hana? Oh, it's Kuras. I turn, surprised by the voice. Kuras walks down the street towards us. His white and gold clothing is pristine despite the grime of the city. Hello, Min. I see that Soulless was your work. Min shrugs. There's a familiarity to the way they regard each other. You know them, Kuras? Well, I didn't know you had friends, Min. Well, don't say that. Like, I'm sure, like, people know people. It's a small town. You know them, Kuras? Min is a freelancer who has done a few errands for me. They are quite reliable. Unreliable freelancers don't eat, yeah. Hana needs to get back to wherever she's staying before she wanders into the jaws of another Soulless. Hey man, I don't do this on purpose. It is late. Were you able to find a place to stay, Hana? Yes. I'm staying at the Wetwick. Both their faces fall. They're like, oh, that place. I see. Hey man, would you like a guide? It might be preferable to wandering around about alleyways. Yes, please. That would be nice. Min clicks their tongue and sighs, sounding mildly put out. Going to the Amaryllis district, that gaudy cesspit. Listen, come this way. Despite Min's clear distaste, when Kuras leads me down the street, they keep pace with us. I didn't have a choice, okay? It's free lodging, and I'm gonna take it. Catching my curious glance, Min's eyes narrow. It's not safe this late. I don't care about you, but Kuras is the only doctor worth a damn in this place. Figures. Are you like this with everyone? The deadpan look Min gives me is answer enough. I catch Kuras hiding a slight smile. I suppress the sigh and resign myself to having a grumpy shadow all the way back to the Wetwick. The route Kuras takes is completely different from my slow meandering earlier in the morning. In no time at all, he cuts through darkened streets and twisting alleys. Hi, I'm safe, home free. It seems like half the city that has poured into the Amaryllis district's colorful streets. Laughter, clinking glasses, and music assault my ears from every direction. Yet the most noise still comes from the Wetwick. Its doors hang wide open, lanterns lit. Here we are. Thanks. He moves towards the door, and Min lets out an audible huff. Don't tell me you're going in. I have some quick business with Leander. That's the name, Leander. Leon Kennedy. Ugh, fine. He still owes me for yesterday's work. Okay. They drag their feet, reluctantly trailing me into the tavern. Okay. Hey, yo. Where the party at? Hello. Hey, yo. Okay. So we're inside. And I think this is a good place for me to leave it. I know it's a demo let's play, and probably I might just be really close to just finishing it all together, but I still want to revisit it, so we have lots and plenty of time to do episodes for it. So this won't be the last time, or the next time won't be the last time that we'll see this let's play, or this demo let's play. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys all so much for joining me on another episode of Touch Starved. I hope you are enjoying it so far as much as I am. It's very interesting. We met everybody, basically all of our cast we've met, and yeah, I don't know where else this will, take us, but that's for the future. In the future, we'll find out what. But for now, I'm going to leave it here. In case you guys don't know, y'all should subscribe or at least turn on the notification bell to my channel, because I am on a semi-hiatus due to, conflicts in schedules and all that real life stuff like work and shit like that. So I can't really tell you when's the next time I'm going to upload. So that's the surest way to know in case you want to keep up with any of the series that I have active on my channel. But otherwise, I could still get back to you on any messages or any comments that you'll leave on the video as best I can. But yeah, other than that, that's it. See you all next time. But for now, bye!